Do you ever think of coming back to Valorant, my friend? Opinion of Valorant. So, what I think about Valorant, I think I have just proven to you how deep on the cold lines, if we see Counter Strike as the Matrix, is imagine like those green letters of the Matrix, and we can see the code. We can see Counter Strike as a written code. Can you picture that? I feel like Counter Strike, the codes, since they are being written for 20 years, there's no way Valorant can be as complex and as polished as Counter Strike. I think that the the great thing about Valorant is that Valorant is creative, Valorant is fun. But what Valorant is trying to do, which is to become a esport, and it will not be able to. My opinion is that Valorant over time as a esport will be impossible to consume if you don't know Valorant from before. Meanwhile, on Counter Strike, because it's grounded in reality, it will forever be watchable. Forever. I can go beyond, I can go further, and this is another YouTube video I really want to do. I'll even make my face bigger, bro. Look, Valorant is the if you think on updates for Valorant,
Hello?
if you just a second, if you think on
Okay.
updates for Valorant, you're gonna think new agents and new maps. New agents change the meta.
I'll be watching this stream.
New agents change the meta, bro. New agents change everything. New agents were the same thing that killed Overwatch. We've seen this before because the more agents you add, the more you need to change the other agents because they kind of counterbalance each other. Now, we're talking about a game that the balancing system is not based on the guns, but it's based on the agents. Which means that if I am 1v1 you right now in Valorant, but for the sole reason that before we played, you chose Reyna and I've chosen KO. Can you see that we are not on the same ground? Can you see that this is not a 100% even match? On Counter Strike, as soon as the round starts and we don't have any guns, we are on the same plane of chances and opportunities. This also happens with football, with soccer, on real sports. When they score a goal, they go even for each side and it restarts over. Everybody has the same chances again. It happens on basketball as well. It happens on everything. On Counter Strike, it happens as well. When the round gonna start over, doesn't matter what happens last round. If everybody died, of course there's economy and yada yada. But we are always on the same plane of opportunities. It's always gonna be like that. Over time, Counter Strike updates will polish further and further how the guns react to each other and how the movement works, and this is gonna be for everyone. It's not gonna be for the Reyna player who's a little bit different from the KO player, who's a little bit different from the Omen player, who's a little bit different from the Killjoy player, who's a little bit different from the Jet player. Because they Jet nerfed, but the KO was buffed, and if they change the AK, it hits everyone on their player base. And everything is on such level of equilibrium that it's like Valorant is doomed to die from how big it gets. I don't know, my English was awful right now, but I hope you understood. The bigger Valorant gets, adding more and more agents and crowding more and more their gameplay and making it harder and harder to absorb, having more and more colorful things shining on the screen and more of that, it's gonna get so distracting and so out of focus and so hard to understand that as an esport it's gonna die, and on the niche that it's on, you kind of gotta be an esport. So that future, I see it completely different from Counter-Strike. I think the only thing that would kill Counter-Strike is if we change from play on the PC to start playing on VR. But still, they would upgrade Counter-Strike to that without further changes. Dust 2 would still be Dust 2. The gun numbers on code behavior shit would still be the same, and this would all still be the same. It's just be Counter-Strike on VR. You know what I mean? So I really never understood why people keep on buying a new Call of Duty year after year, man. Like, they're selling new updates, while Counter-Strike are doing that. Is doing that. Counter-Strike's not selling new updates, it's just updating itself. So it's new updates. It's bro, this is like a katana. It's so polished. The maps feel lubed because you can never get stuck on the corners, or the maps are so well done that they feel so lubed, bro. Dust 2 is the same age of Counter-Strike. Dust 2, man, it's like a pinnacle of map balancing. Like, it's why would you go on Valorant? And then, like, there's this. Check it out. You go like community servers. Look at this, and trust me, this is shit because we're connecting from Australia. In Brazil, this is huge. There's so many servers to play, you get lost, and so many platforms to find them. And like, let's open up the gate, like, because I set my latency to just show me servers with less than 50 latency. So let's just make sure it shows everything. So look at that, bro. Look how many servers there are. And it's gonna start finding servers from Europe and from Russia. And look at this, bro. Like, in some places around the world, there's servers with 64 people connected. Look at this. Like, retake servers, freezing blood op only. Like, people probably playing deathmatch of some sort. There's some role playing games where people pretend to be like Warcraft and shit, and they change the game deep inside. You can be playing like some mods that are like zombie hordes. Everything made by the community, bro. Like, once you have Counter-Strike, you don't need to buy anything else, bro. Servers with 250 people playing Op Lego 2 in Russia. Like, bro, if you were in Europe, you could access it. You know, like, we can't because of latency. We're reduced to that, which is not bad. But that's why I also think if I rent a server and I have my little server popping over here, bro, that'd be insane. Sorry, you're not seeing. Damn, you didn't see any of that I showed on the community tab. But yeah, anyway, I hope I made sense. Let me respond to my friends because they called me and I actually just canceled them.